Hello, this is Melody here from Bibletown World. I just wanted to come talk to you guys today because I was driving around and I heard a story um, about the Proverbs 31 woman who's mentioned in the book of Proverbs, chapter 31, starting in verse 10. A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She, she gets up while it's still night. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand, she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. And then it goes on all the way down, and it ends in verse 31. And I would encourage everyone to read that. And just if you want to listen to the same sermon that I heard while I was driving around, I'll link down on the bottom. It was with Pastor Joe Foch. But I'm also thinking about Martha and Mary, the story in Luke chapter 10, verse 38 to 42, where it says, Jesus and his disciples were on their way. He came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him, or Jesus, and asked, Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me. Martha, Martha, the Lord answered, you are worried and upset about many things, but a few things are needed, or indeed only one. And Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. Okay, so again, that's in the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verse 38 to 42. And we know that because we divide the Bible between the Old, or the First Testament, it's called, before Jesus came in the flesh, and then the second part of the Bible is divided in what's called the New or Second Testament, and that's Jesus describes Jesus and all of his things that he did in the Acts of the Disciples and prophecy that's going to happen. But we know that because the Proverbs 31 woman was probably mentioned many times in the synagogue, where Martha and Mary may have heard about the Proverbs 31 woman, that maybe Mary had one view of the Proverbs 31 woman, that was to revere God. And here was God in the flesh, his son Jesus, and we know that she was willing to just give up everything and sit at his feet, while Martha maybe took a different approach. And because the Proverbs 31 woman is mentioned as such a productive woman, it might have even been a eulogy, something that people spoke at her funeral about how great she was. But that's not the point. The point is that this woman was very productive every day, doing things that or just seem, very incredible. Like, how did she have the time to do all that stuff? But we know that Martha probably felt a little bit of heat. So anyway, I'd just like to consider Mary and Martha again described in Luke chapter 10, 38 to 42, we can consider that there will always be urgent, legitimate people and voices and things that will try and pull us away from the feet of Jesus. But we need to consider how Jesus responded to Martha. He told her, Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her. So stay a while at Jesus' feet if you're one of the Marthas. And if you're Mary, Jesus invites you to continue to stay at his feet. And that doesn't mean to ignore everything, to let, your house go to pot, your children run around unsupervised, and to just, because we have to balance that, obviously, with the Proverbs 31 woman and what she was able to do for her family. But it's not all work and no worship, and it's not all worship and no work. There's got to be a balance, and I know that God expects that, and Jesus is looking forward to his time with us, and we should be looking forward with our time alone with Jesus. All right, friends, thank you. Bye-bye.